Now I want to make a one-word stencil. So what I'm going to do is just go to text, and I'm going to go here where it's Circus Sand. I'm going to go to System. I want a script font, so I'm going to type the script. Search, scroll down. I'm going to go with Vladimir. I'm just going to type in the word hope. And I'm just going to move it up here. I'm just going to make it a little bigger so it's easier for me to work with. Now I'm just going to play with the letter spacing just to bring it in a little bit. Just click that a few times. That looks about as much as I'm going to get here. So now I'm going to ungroup. So the ungroup button is located under your layers tab. So we're just going to group these letters so we can actually move them around and get them to fit a little better. So I'm pretty happy with this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select this all, and I am now going to weld it. So now I have welded the letter. To make the stencil, I'm just going to make this a little bigger. So how do we do that? We're going to unlock. I want my letters to be, the board is 12 inches. So I'm going to make this one 10 and by 4. And just going to push the enter button and lock it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull out a shape, the square. And what I want to do is put the square behind this. I'm just going to change this. So width, we're going to do 11 by 5, just to make it that little bit bigger. So it's 11 by 5 and lock it. Now we're just going to click move backward. There we go. And now what we're going to do is we're going to select and we're going to align center. So again, I just want to make sure it is now centered. What I'm going to do next is we're going to slice. So we're going to close, and I'm going to delete that because we do not need this. And I'm going to pull out that hope, and we do not need this. When we go to cut this, there are spaces here. This will not cut, this will not cut, this will not cut, this will not cut, and this will not cut. So we have to put these together. But how do we do that? We go back to our shapes again, just click on shapes and square. And what we're going to do is we're going to, let me just move this over here. We're going to unlock, and we're going to just make a few little, tiny little squares. About that size. Now we're going to lock it. And I'm going to duplicate. So duplicate and duplicate. I'm just going to make a bunch of these. And then what I'm going to do is just put them over here. I might have to pull this down a little bit, just so it's there. The same thing over here. I'm just going to leave that like that. And I'm going to put this one over here and just pull that down. Just so when it cuts it with that there. And I'm going to do this the same with this little piece here. This one has to be a little bit smaller. And this one I'm just going to put on an angle right now, drag it over to the P. And we're just going to pull this. And just pull that a little bit more. And this gets a little fiddly. And you'll notice here that everything is here, all the different cuts. What we're going to do again is select everything. We're just going to select everything here. And then we are going to weld. So now we've just welded everything. From here, we're ready to make it. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to click continue. And we're just waiting for it to stick the material. We're going to browse all material. It's plastic. So with under plastic, which is way at the bottom here. Oops, I must have missed it, gone by too fast. We're looking for transparency and done. Now all we have to do is set up the machine, put in our plastic, and we'll get our stencil. Now I'm saving my project. I just added a few pictures. How do you do that? You should just click on photo, have my reusable stencil, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to bring this one down and I'm going to click save for that. So I have saved the photo. Whoops. I'm just going to click back. We're not going to share it to Facebook or anything. I'm just going to click the X for close. I'm going to go back in here because I just want to finish off editing. Just click on edit. So I want to put paintable, reusable stencil hope. I just put down the font used with letter script. This font size is 4 inches, but the stencil is 10 inches by 5 inches. And I used the GBC heat seal thermal laminating pouches. And they are 4 mil, but cut in half is 2 mil. Used the transparency, use the transparency setting. And that's it. Then I just left click save and the project is done.